Hi guys, JT here. Today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Fanatical Favorites Bundle Summer 2025 of June 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos for buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Tales and Tactics, a roguelike auto-battler with a distinct tabletop gaming aesthetic. Set in a rich fantasy world, it blends strategic combat with a story-driven adventure, offering a unique take on the genre. You will find yourself engaging in hex-based battles with miniature-style units, all while competing in a grand tournament against AI opponents. The blend of decision-making and real-time combat makes for a compelling experience that rewards careful planning. The game's combat system is all about positioning and synergy. Each battle begins with you assembling a team of units, each of their own strengths, weaknesses, and special traits. Your goal is to build a squad that complements each other while countering your opponents. The game's randomness plays a significant role, as the units available in the draft are limited. Early battles can feel frustrating if luck is not on your side, but when everything clicks, the feeling of executing a well-planned strategy is highly satisfying. Beyond the battles, the Tales portion of the game introduces a branching narrative where you interact with the world and its inhabitants. While this adds flavor to the experience, the amount of text can sometimes feel excessive, slowing down the pacing. However, the game's atmosphere and customization options more than make up for it. With multiple difficulty settings, unlockable characters, and even multiplayer modes, there's plenty of depth for both newcomers and seasoned players. Tales and Tactics takes time to appreciate, but once you're familiar with its mechanics, it becomes an engaging and rewarding challenge worth diving into. And number 2 we have SkateBIRD, a lighthearted arcade-style skateboarding game where you control a tiny bird performing tricks on makeshift skate parks built from everyday objects. Inspired by classic Tony Hawk games. Ha! Hawk! Get it? Hawk and bird. It offers a fun, physics-driven experience filled with silly bird humor and charming visuals. Your tiny skater handles tricks in a familiar way, holding a button to ollie, then flicking the stick for flips, grabs, and grinds. However, SkateBIRD embraces floaty physics, allowing for mid-air flaps that act like double jumps. This adds a unique twist, but also makes movement feel imprecise at times. The game encourages creativity by rewarding long trick combos, even allowing you to scram, a loud squawk, to keep your combo going. The missions you take on are just as absurd as the birds themselves. From collecting letters to screaming at the floor, the tasks lean into the game's goofy personality. While the humor is fun, the objectives can feel repetitive, often boiling down to fetching items or hitting specific trick spots. The blurred depth of field effect can also make finding objects frustrating. Customization is a highlight, with 38 bird species to choose from and plenty of accessories from sunglasses to wizard hats. The soundtrack is another standout, featuring a mix of lo-fi beats and punk rock that perfectly complements the game's laid-back, silly vibe. While SkateBIRD is not the tightest skateboarding game, its charm and humor make it a fun ride, if it can handle its janky physics and quirky design choices. And number 3 we have Trials of Fire, a procedural fantasy roguelike game with turn-based card battles. Set in a blighted fantasy land, you'll pick a trio of adventurers from a pool of 9. You then embark on a series of quests across procedurally generated maps. This game is presented in a literal storybook fashion, with the game map sketched across the pages, while your characters are depicted as pop-up paper figures. Between you and your key objectives are regular points of interest, like small settlements to ancient ruins, cursed temples, prowling monsters, and spooky forests. Encounters are presented in journal format with descriptions of situations and choices that you can choose. Some choices require a skill check, while others will trigger a fight, transporting you to a 3D combat map, arising from the book's pages. Combat is a blend of turn-based strategy and card dueling. On your turn, your characters draw 3 cards each from their respective decks, which vary widely depending on their class. On your turn, your characters draw 3 cards each from their respective decks, which vary widely depending on their class. The combat feels awesome, thanks to the abundance of animations whenever an attack is performed on screen, like seeing arrows fly out from your side of the board to attack the enemy when a ranged attack is initiated. The way cards work in this game makes it quite special. I won't go into it in detail, but know that the card gameplay is very engaging. Being a card game, there's a lot of strategy involved. In addition, the card battling is further bolstered by an RPG system.
Winning battles and completing quests level up your characters, letting you upgrade cards in your deck or replace them with more powerful abilities. New weapons and equipment will also expand your deck, like increasing the defense of your characters or giving new abilities like the headshot ability for a bow. RPG elements also work against you. Traveling across the world can tire your party out, causing the deck to be filled with fatigue and exhausted cards that do nothing but clog up your hand. Reaching a quest objective usually triggers a challenging boss fight that will test your brain and your deck. If your party is wiped out, the quest is over, but failure still grants you experience points, unlock new cards, and new characters like the Witch. While the story isn't anything to revere about, the blend of RPG, roguelike, and card battling gameplay makes up for an awesome game.
At number 4 we have Jupiter Hell, a turn-based roguelike shooter that embraces the spirit of 90s sci-fi horror. As the spiritual successor to Doom RL, it pits you against relentless demonic forces in procedurally generated levels. If you're craving intense, strategic gameplay set to the pounding rhythm of heavy metal, this game has you covered. In Jupiter Hell, every move you make counts, because the game responds only when you do. The stakes are high with permadeath lurking around every corner, but that's part of the thrill. You're armed to the teeth with classic weapons like shotguns and chain guns, and as you progress, you unlock perks to customize your playstyle. The game encourages experimentation of different builds, whether you prefer to snipe enemies, go full melee, or take a stealthy approach. What makes Jupiter Hell really unique is its immersive atmosphere. It nails the retro sci-fi aesthetic, complete with CRT monitor effects, and a gritty soundtrack that pushes you to the edge of your seat. The combat system is unforgiving, but it rewards patience and strategy, especially with its unique cover mechanics. Every death teaches you something new, making each run feel like a step towards mastery. With overwhelmingly positive reviews, this game is a must-play for fans of traditional roguelikes and classic shooters. If you're ready to dive into the chaos and emerge victorious, or die trying, this brutal cosmic hellscape awaits. At number 5 we have Trover Saves the Universe, a game characterized by the distinctive style of Justin Roiland, known for, once again, Rick and Morty. The game's unique humor and imaginative elements are apparent from the start, featuring a bizarre storyline involving a blue alien named Glorkon, who wields godlike powers after using the player's dogs as his new eyes. The player takes on the role of Trover, a neurotic purple alien, to stop Glorkon's plans. The game's concept blends M-rated ideas with a traditional 3D platformer, resulting in a bewildering mix of profane oddities and gameplay. The plot revolves around using power babies and cooperation with Trover to thwart Glorkon's intentions. While the humor and dialogue-based jokes often land well, the delivery can become repetitive and overwhelming, with characters incessantly riffing. The gameplay incorporates action platforming principles, though it's rather simple and lacks complexity. Combat involves basic enemies and a telekinesis ability, while platforming is straightforward. The narrative introduces branching paths based on decisions, although these alterations don't significantly impact the gameplay. Despite gameplay limitations, Trover's eccentric personality and humorous dialogue save the experience, making the journey enjoyable even with its rough edges. The game offers a comedic, irreverent alien buddy comedy vibe, where its eccentricities shine with the right company. At number 6 we have Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus, a tactical grid-based strategy game. Mechanicus puts you in control of an array of Adeptus Mechanicus forces, allowing you to lead tech priests and troops on a tactical quest to salvage ancient technologies from the mysterious catacombs of the Necron tomb world, Silva Tenebris. As Magus Dominus Faustinus of Mars, every decision will shape the missions ahead and have far-reaching consequences. The Necrons are slumbering Egyptian-themed Terminators from the beginning of time who absolutely hates the living. You're to explore and investigate Silva Tenebris before they awaken. In addition, you'll be reminded constantly of their awakening with a constant ticking clock. Your missions will consist of raiding tombs, exploring room by room with little choose-your-adventure vignettes popping up in each. Choices presented in these rooms are not very interesting, and does little to affect the world. Combat is way more interesting though. For a tactical strategy game, this game lacks any cover, making combat fast and lethal. Combat revolves around a currency called Cognition, which you can earn by scanning obelisks and corpses, among other methods. And you can spend these on extra movement or more powerful actions. You can also use Cognition to summon troops, but unlike your tech priests, these units cannot be leveled up nor customized. You start with only weak servitors, but with upgrades you can summon more powerful variants like the enormous Castellan robots. The tech priests themselves are highly customizable. Each can attach various strange artifacts, robotic arms, weapons, and other gear. You also have access to 6 skill trees for you to mix and match as you see fit. Some of these trees include a melee tree, a range tree, a healing tree, among other options to suit your particular playstyle. The customization could get a bit too much, and by the time the Necrons awaken, you may already have an all-powerful tech priest. But hey, it's still really fun to win. So if you like turn-based tactical games, and especially if you like the Warhammer 40k universe, definitely play this game. At number 7 we have STASIS Bone Totem, a game that offers a captivating adventure set in a future where religion, technology, and horror collide. You step into the shoes of Mac and Charlie, a husband and wife exploring the eerie Deep Sea 15 rig, alongside their robotic companion Moses. The game weaves a compelling narrative that continuously deepens, exploring themes of faith and spirituality in a world filled with eldritch horrors and unsettling imagery. The rich setting of the game stands out, combining futuristic technology with an antique, almost decrepit aesthetic. The dimly lit environments, often illuminated only by your flashlight, add to the sense of foreboding. The characters are memorable, with superb voice acting that brings them to life. Their interactions and the twists and turns of the story will keep you engaged throughout the game. STASIS Bone Totem excels in presenting a horror experience with violent imagery and otherworldly deformities, enhanced by unsettling animations and an effective background score. The gameplay, while typical for an adventure game, offers minor innovations, including unique item usage for each character. The puzzles are challenging, yet intellectually stimulating, requiring you to switch between characters to progress. Despite the game's excellence, it does have one notable glitch, which can be resolved by reloading a previous save. However, this minor issue doesn't significantly detract from the overall experience. In conclusion, STASIS Bone Totem is a hidden gem that skillfully blends sacred themes with a sinister atmosphere, providing a unique and engaging story to question the role of religion in the world beset by monstrous horrors. The well-developed characters and balanced gameplay, coupled with the suspenseful setting, make it an easy recommendation for both horror enthusiasts and open-minded adventure gamers. At number 8 we have Spirits of Hellements, TD, a unique tower defense game where you shape the battlefield by creating a maze using elemental tiles, fire, lightning, and wind. These Hellements not only redirect enemies, but also enhance your defensive units, adding a fresh layer of strategy to the genre. The game stands out for its tactical depth. You must carefully design mazes while balancing offensive and defensive strategies. Each level presents new challenges, making you rethink your approach every time. The progression system feels rewarding, with impactful upgrades that allow for diverse playstyles. The variety of spirits, each benefiting differently from the Hellements, adds another layer of customization. Visually, the game is polished, featuring detailed units and vibrant effects. The soundtrack and sound design complement the intense battles well, enhancing the overall atmosphere. However, the UI has room for improvement. Some menus feel clunky, and upgrading units can be more intuitive. Fortunately, the developers have addressed some of these concerns in updates, showing dedication to refining the experience. While the game offers a solid campaign with multiple difficulty settings, some players might find the later stages too short, limiting full creative potential in maze building. Endless Mode provides replayability, but resource management can feel restrictive. If you're a tower defense fan, this game is worth trying. It successfully combines traditional mechanics with innovative maze building elements, making for a fun and engaging challenge. It delivers great value and hours of strategic gameplay. At number 9 we have The Holy Gosh Darn, a time-traveling side-scrolling adventure set in a hilariously chaotic afterlife. You play as Cassiel, an angel just trying to have a normal day, until an explosion threatens to wipe heaven from existence. With a snarky death deity by your side and a time-warping device in hand, you must unravel a paradox involving 300 orphan souls, jump through realms, and ultimately save everything before the clock strikes 6. With its hand-drawn cartoon visuals, the game's world feels like a bizarre cross between Gravity Falls and a theology textbook gone rogue. You'll traverse heaven's golden high-rises, hell's weirdly cozy board game cafes, and even Earth's 2016 streets. Each location oozes personality, packed with distinct characters ranging from biblically accurate angels to demons with oddly mundane jobs. Puzzles revolve around time manipulation, where you must remember events, influence timelines, and cleverly manipulate NPCs. Your clock lets you jump to any 15-minute mark, forcing you to optimize every interaction. The writing is razor sharp, blending irreverence with genuine heart. One moment you're trash-talking an ancient angel, the next you're stuck in an impossibly convoluted board game. Controls can be a bit finicky at times, but the humor, engaging puzzles, and sheer charm more than make up for it. If you love witty dialogue, clever time loop mechanics, and afterlife filled with bureaucratic absurdity, The Holy Gosh Darn is a divine experience worth playing. At number 10 we have Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector and Battlestar Galactica Deadlock Double Pack. This pack combines two engaging strategy games from Black Lab Games, both showcasing deep tactical gameplay while honoring their respective licenses. In Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, you command Space Marines in turn-based tactical battles, reminiscent of a 40k tabletop experience. Building and customizing your army through a campaign keeps you invested, while every clash feels visceral and satisfying. The dynamic combat system requires you to master unit positioning and weapon adaptability. From nimble assault marines to heavy tanks, every unit has a role, letting you fine-tune your approach. The voice acting adds gravitas, bringing the grimdark universe to life, though the limited factions and sparse storytelling may occasionally feel underwhelming. On the other hand, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock takes you to the first Cylon War, putting you in charge of the colonial fleet. This game excels at blending tactical space battles with strategic resource management. Each turn-based skirmish is a cinematic display of firepower, demanding precise maneuvering and planning. Deadlock's ability to capture the iconic ships and atmosphere of the series is commendable, but its cumbersome UI can detract from the experience. The campaign offers rich lore and challenging scenarios, though managing fleets can feel tedious. The double pack celebrates what makes each universe special, offering you both brutal battles in grimdark future of 40k and the intense spacefaring drama of Battlestar Galactica. Whether you're a fan of tactical strategy or the source material, you'll find plenty to enjoy, even if a few design quirks demand patience. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is straight fire if you're hunting for tactical bangers and hidden gems. Whether you're into cinematic space showdowns or crunchy turn-based carnage, this lineup delivers serious value. Sure, a few repeats might sneak in, but the heavy hitters more than make up for it. If you've got gaps in your library or just want some pure strategy goodness, do not sleep on this. Stack your deck, build your squad, and dive in. This bundle is a huge win for any tactics fan. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos or buying the channel or coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.